Hi, I'm Rustom Vickers. I'm the Vice President of Development for Dusit International, Thai-based hotel chain.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to Breaking Travel News today. We're here on the first day of ITB Berlin 2016. How's the show going for you this year?
So far, so good. I think it's busier than it has been for quite a few years. The crowds keep coming in, so all good. Yeah.
Okay, Dusit's a very exciting time for the brand. I believe you're aiming towards 70 properties now.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could just tell us which you're most excited about, openings for 2016, and where you stand with that objective.
Sure. Last year was an incredible year. We signed 21 deals, which is going to bring us up to, as you said, 70 hotels in the next 2 to 3 years. So we're going from about 25, 29 hotels at the moment to 70 is a huge growth for us, all in the confirmed pipeline. And those will come sort of over the next few years. But this year especially, we've got hotels opening in Dubai, another hotel in Dubai under a great brand, the D2, which is modern contemporary. So that's great. Hotels also opening across China, which is also fundamental to our future growth in terms of creating that brand awareness in China for the outbound travelers that just keep coming.
Am I correct in saying you've established a different company in China to facilitate your growth there?
Yeah, I think we took the right approach. You need to have local hands-on know-how, and ultimately the whole hotel market is very domestically driven anyway. So that's been a great move for us. It's about 3 years in the making, and we've got 20 hotels coming up in China, which is great. And I think the Chinese also have moved towards tourist or resort development to move away from the polluted cities. So Thailand, being synonymous with resorts, has kind of gone hand in hand in that very good growth.
The company itself is under new leadership, a new chief executive. Do you feel there'll be any change of direction under this change?
I think it's a great opportunity to not change direction, but with all that growth, to really build the foundations so that we successfully open these hotels and sustain that growth. That's the key thing, focus for her coming on board. And it's also great for us as a company for the first time having a non sort of family member come in and take leadership to really put Dusit on the map as a sort of very internationally operated type company. So interesting times, and also having an IT background, she's coming in and bringing in new ways of looking at how we operate, which I think ultimately, as a hotel management company, it's becoming much more IT focused. So it's a good change.
Is this an opportune time for this change as you become more of a globally focused brand to sort of reorganize?
Yeah, I think so. I think when it's always a good time to reassess and adjust. If anything, it's an ongoing process, so it's just continuous. Yeah.
And we're here in Germany, as I mentioned. How do you feel about this market and the growth of European travel in general?
It's still very strong. I think it's still a third of our customers still come from Europe. So a lot of talk about Asian customers taking over. People still travel despite all the economic woes. People don't give up on their summer holiday, and if anything, our destinations are quite value driven, so that helps. But from a hotel investment perspective, we see actually quite a lot of opportunities coming out of Europe. I think economically things have been difficult for quite a few years, so now we're actually starting to see properties or even hotel companies themselves coming up for sale in Spain and elsewhere, which presents an interesting opportunity. But there's so much going on back in our home territory in Asia and Africa, Middle East, that actually still our focus is back there.
You've actually got too much on.
Yeah. We've got too much, and there's too much of a cake to eat, so it's a good problem to have.
That's a very interesting points, and I'd like to say thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us today. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay.